And good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Yes, it's the 7th of January already. Have you still doing your New Year resolutions? Do people even do New Year resolutions? Do people just join the gym in January? Do they still join the gym in January, or do they just not even bother anymore? Tell me your thoughts in the comments on the New Year. No, don't. I'm kidding. Let's get into the Celtic transfer talk of the day and how Celtic are about to give fans a 50% discount. Celtic do play Dundee United tomorrow evening, but there is coming out of Dundee United the preparations for the Celtic game as they're going to just frustrate the life out of Celtic. That's what they're saying. They're coming out and saying it in public now. We know that they're probably going to sit back in a back five and sit with four in front of them, and that'll be it. Celtic will need to fight their way through it. It's going to be normal. There's going to be a lot of passing backwards and sidewards because that's what Celtic are going to have to do to break down this team. So no getting on at the team, no getting digs at Brendan Rodgers, and no singing Ange Postecoglou, or no singing there's only one Martin O'Neill during the game. You might upset Brendan. And if you do see Brendan, offer him a Snickers bar just to make sure that he gets back to normal. Anyway, Declan Gallagher has emphasised the fact that they need to recover against another 90 gruelling minutes against the mighty Glasgow Celtic. As they prepare for the game on the Wednesday evening, they have turned around and said that they've had ice baths and hydration rather than graft on the grass in this busy period. He said, look, the display against Hearts on Sunday, where they came to a 1-0 defeat in their fifth match in 14 days, it is starting to get to the players, all the busy games, and it's not holding up in January. And even though Celtic do have Champions League games to play and a game in the Scottish Cup also, other teams are starting to feel it due to the amount of games that we're playing. But the Dundee United players have went on to say before their trip to Glasgow on a Wednesday evening that we're going to frustrate the life out of them. Simple. They don't like it, and their fans don't like it, and that's what we're planning to do. Gallagher has said that we're not even going to wave the flag with a white flag before a ball is kicked. He says, I've seen this before at Celtic. He says we can go on. We got a 0-0 draw against them in December. We got the 0-0 draw cup. The boys needed ice bars and they needed to recover well after the game. But look at it, it says, we've had a few gubbings at Celtic Park over the years. I've been there with a 2-2 draw with St Mirren and a 0-0 draw with Livingston, so it's not impossible to go there and get a good result. A good result is a draw for a lot of teams. A good result coming to Celtic Park is just keeping Celtic down to one goal, or even 2 goals if Celtic are on a really bad day. But anyway, it is going to be a frustrating game. The Dundee United player then went on to say, we know how good Celtic are and the abundance of talent they have, but we'll take the confidence from the 0-0 draw at Tannadice. So we know exactly how they're going to play. And meantime, Celtic have come out and tried to give a little bit of good news for fans that do watch the game on television and do enjoy a little bit of pay-per-view. Following Sunday's power outage in the wider Parkhead area of Glasgow that caused a disruption to normal service on match day inside Celtic Park, the club have assessed the effect it had on Celtic pay-per-view broadcast of the last game against St Mirren. Yes, because there's a lot of fans, and it's okay and it's fine everyone talking about the fans that go to game, but there are thousands upon thousands of fans that watch Celtic TV around the world, and that was my main issue. It's okay giving people inside the stadium a bit of information really quick, but they were quite slow on getting information out on Twitter, and not everyone's on Twitter, to be fair. A lot of Celtic fans around the world are not on Twitter, but they'll pay it through the club and they get a bit frustrated. Anyway, Celtic have went on to say, we acknowledge the unfortunate power outage resulting in a loss of pictures and audio for part of the second half live coverage, but it was on St Mirren TV, and I think that's the big issue, is it resumed on St Mirren TV quite quick, as where Celtic TV was lagging way behind. Anyway, while the cause of the disruption was entirely without the control of the club, in light of the circumstances, Celtic will be reducing the previous advertised pay-per-view pricing by 50% for the forthcoming game against Dundee United at Celtic Park this Wednesday evening, the 8th of January. Fair play to Celtic, and hats off to them for doing that. The coverage does sometimes lag a bit, and it does buffer and it does go off, and It is what it is with Celtic TV. It is getting better this season. The coverage is a bit better, but they've still got a long way to go if they want a big amount. If you can understand what the Celtic are trying to do, and we all know that they brought the guy in from that used to work for Sky Television. Or it was Apple, wasn't it? He used to work for Apple, and he's all about monthly subscriptions and that side of the business. And if they want to grow it, they need to invest the money in it, and they've got the money to invest in it. So just try make it a top level thing. Do you know what I mean? Just do it. That's what I think. If you sow the seeds, you'll reap the rewards, they say. Anyway, we hope that the discount will enable supporters who can't make it to Celtic Park to enjoy the game in full at a reduced price of $5.99. But that's going to have Celtic Park half empty in the first place. Right, it's going to cost me. Think about it. If it's going to cost you, if you're a fan from far away with all the crap weather that you've got in the UK just now, you're going to pay 20 quid for your bus, say 10-15 quid for your bus, and then you've got your scran and your beers and the overpriced food at Celtic Park, or you just sit in the comfort of your home, you get a wee 4-pack of beers, 6-pack of beers, and sit and watch it for $5.99. Boom, and you go. But Celtic have reduced it to $5.99 as a token of appreciation for your support on Sunday. Celtic TV subscribers in the UK and Ireland will receive a discount rate of $4.99, which will automatically be applied at the checkout. We would like to take the opportunity to thank you once again for your ongoing support and understand the related the issue. Right. Fair play to Celtic, and hats off to them for doing it. And it is about making it as good a platform as they can. I think that taking away the coverage from the live sort of updates from Twitter and putting it onto the Celtic website is a bit of an own goal, but I see that Seth Covians are trying to do the same as well. Anyway, on to some Celtic transfer news this morning. It is all about the next game for Celtic, but there is transfer speculation that will not go away. Yes, that transfer speculation about Kieran Tierney just will not go away. And we've spoken about it at length on the lives last night, if you want to go back to the live last night, and I think that this whole thing with the Kieran Tierney situation is Celtic's own doing, going away back to the pictures that were released by the Celtic Foundation of Kieran Tierney and Brendan Rodgers in deep conversation. That was when the start, when it really ramped up, when it was obvious that there was going to be some interest in the player. Celtic have obviously been dealt their first loss of the year with that game against that lot. They came back with a convincing win at the first game back at Celtic Park of the year, and I expect it to go the same way tonight. Sitting 13 points at the top of the table, looking down on the Rangers, and the only explanation that I've found, that the form that we've found is since... Don't sing it bad, as you might upset Brendan this morning. If he's sitting watching this, he'll be spitting his breakfast out and just, I'm going to get him. Anyway, Louis Palma has been told the asking price, but there's a lot of... This is the weird thing about the Louis Palma situation. Celtic have said that they want a certain amount of money for him, but they've also come out and said that they're willing to keep him to the end of the season. And the fact that they're wanting $4 million for him is basically telling the player, you're on your way out the door. But is it the fact that they will... I think it's the fact that they will not let him go until they have another winger in. So there must be another winger in coming. And I noticed that after Brendan Rodgers spitting the dummy out and telling, look, there may be players coming in next week, there may be no. He went down the whole Douglas route, didn't he? He went when he was asked about transfer activity in the coming week, and he would have been as well sitting going, maybe he's aye, maybe he's not. He was really moody, rather than the normal way that he would answer the questions. Anyway, there's also a story going about, and there's one publication in particular coming out of Glasgow that just will not let this story drop, and it's the only ones that are really talking about it, and it's about Cameron Carter-Vickers, and they have said that Celtic are looking for a club record fee between 20 and 30 million for Cameron Carter-Vickers. They're not selling. Cameron Carter-Vickers is not for sale in this window, and I don't think that... I mean, we asked this on one of the lives about what the valuation of Cameron Carter-Vickers is, and the common consensus was between the sort of 15 and 20 million. Remember, we paid $6 million for him. But a lot of people, this publication is now saying that Celtic are looking for ultimately 25 to 30 million, which would far exceed the 25 million. So we've got for Kieran Tierney and Jota, and takes us on to the Kieran Tierney story again. No, it doesn't. I think we should just leave the Kieran Tierney story until he signs, and then if he does sign this window, we go, oh, what a surprise, Brendan. Are you pleased? Are you pleased with that? Are you pleased with this signing? After I'm saying it's a bit disrespectful to Greg Taylor, but we're moving on for that. And please don't, if Greg Taylor starts today, don't upset him. He needs wrapped up in cotton wool, the poor wee cotton socks guy it is. Anyway, Cameron Carter-Vickers is contracted till Celtic until 2029. He's a crucial part of the team. He is... he's the first pick defender, and there is absolutely no way that Celtic will sell him in this transfer window. Not a chance. And even if a bid was to come in, I think Celtic would reject it, because we don't have anyone to take over his place. The fact that we've just allowed Stephen Welsh to go out on loan to the end of the season with no obligation to buy to the Belgian club. They have been looking at him for some time, and will they manage to convince him, even though they have no option to buy, will they try and convince him that his future is away from Celtic? If Stephen Welsh goes away in the next couple of weeks, gets first game time and is a decent player for them, he's going to then think about his Celtic career, and he's going to go, look, I'm at an age where I really want to play week in, week out. I've came up through the Celtic ranks and I'm not getting a game week in, week out. I want to play football. I'm a football player. I don't want to be a Scott Bain. There's not many people that are the Scott Bains of the world that come to Celtic. And, I mean, think about how many games that Scott Bain's played for Celtic over the last 4 years. And put that into perspective. He's getting money for old rope in Scott Bain, isn't he? He's got the best job in the world. He doesn't even get on the bench these days. He just sits in the stand at Celtic Park and twiddles his thumbs and going, I'm in the money, I'm in the money. Anyway, will Celtic entertain a bid of over 25 million for Cameron Carter-Vickers? They're saying it's going to be up to 30 million. Would you sell Cameron Carter-Vickers for up to 30 million? And who are these said clubs that are meant to be interested? Because it doesn't really talk about that. Anyway, we will do some preview of the Celtic Dundee United game tonight. Celtic have done the fantastic thing of giving people that do not go to games and people that may not fancy the game tonight because of the weather a reduced package, so you can get the game for $5.99 on Celtic TV. And then you might think, oh no, it's on Celtic TV, I've got a Fire Stick, I'm not going to pay for it. Well, don't say that in public because it's illegal. Anyway, there's not a lot of Celtic news kicking about this morning. We will do it live tonight, 8 PM Celtic part time. Make sure that you do join that, because I've got a funny feeling there may be a little leak of transfer activity coming out of Celtic today, but you never ever know. Anyway, tell what you think about the whole Kieran Tierney situation and song in the comment section. Tell what you think about Greg Taylor and the fact that, look, he's only going the same way as players before him that have ran into the last 6 months of the contract. Why are Celtic not convinced in selling him? Why do they want to keep him until the summer and let him go for free? Which has been something that we haven't done before. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.